In terms of the equity injection component of it, I do think that it's probably appropriate that people put down something when they're going to buy a business, even if that something is only 5%. When the rules are in your favor, use the rules to your advantage. I don't see anything wrong with people who went out and got 100% financing using a seller note during the last couple of years. But when I, as a lender, look at that, or as as a person who owns bank stock, those to me are riskier transactions. And so I do think that is probably appropriate for someone to put some of their skin into the game. If they have to go raise some equity from investors and things of that nature, then I don't see this as a real huge factor in the long run in terms of ability to find loans. I think that many people, as you said earlier, Chris, are going to be able to adapt. And, people are still going to find a way to get their business, because really what we're talking about here is going from 0% to 5% potentially as a down payment. Now, that's not the big deal here. The big deal here is the standby having to be on for 10 years instead of for 2 years. Because in reality, I don't know too many sellers who are going to be comfortable with their money staying out there for such a long duration of time. And I think that that's going to be a much bigger issue here. And the one thing I will say is that I do feel sorry for the people who potentially would have been able to maybe buy out a company that they worked at, the employee who was going to be buying out an owner who'd worked in the business for a long time. We all like financing those types of transactions because they're great from an experience standpoint. That's going to pretty much all but go away unless that person is also able to go out and find some investors that would be willing to help them make that down payment. So that's the one thing I would say. Those types of transactions, I think, are going to be missed by me as a BDO.